and over to you, Scott.
Awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Scott Rogowski. I'm the director of Northern California SBDC, Small Business Development Center's Finance Center. And happy Monday morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Today is July 20th, and this is our 43rd session. Last week, we started our Monday, Wednesday program. So this week is our second week of Monday, Wednesday. We will not have a Friday program this week. We're putting some things together to figure out when we could bring a lender panel to you, whether it be a bank lender panel, whether it be a PPP or an alternative lending or SBA 7A 504. 7A is anything that's not real estate related. So we're kind of putting that together. We appreciate your feedback, and we love to hear more today if you have some. This is nothing new. Today, there's no new updates from the Treasury or SBA. Pretty much everything's kind of staying consistent and stagnant. And today, I'm going to have to jump off a little early, maybe like 11:10, 11:15. Sunita will take it from the rest. I have to jump on another call for working with some Northern California business bankers from Bank of America to let them know how we can help them and their clients. So this is our small business town hall weekly update. This is for disaster relief loans. And yeah, we're all in this together. So a quick introduction, we're Northern California SBDC. We've been around 40 years. Not Northern California SBDC 40 years, but our organization, we're a national organization, been around 40 years. We're federally funded by SBA, Small Business Administration. We're also state funded by the Governor's Office of Economic Development, which is called GoBiz. Because of this funding, we come to you at no cost. We offer no cost one-on-one advising. It's 100% confidential. We also offer no cost workshops, webinars, educational events such as this today, and other ones that we're going to kind of go over for the rest of the month. Our network spans the 36 northern counties of the state. We go from the Oregon border down the coast to Santa Cruz. We cover all 9 counties of the Bay Area. Southeast is Stockton, then back up through the Nevada and the Oregon border. We do have SBA on the call today, so we'll get to SBA a little bit later. We have the interim deputy director of the Sacramento District Office out of Citrus Heights, Carrie Ellenwood, and she'll be helping us with the Q&A, as well as helping us navigate some updates. So again, my name is Scott Rogowski. I'm the director of the Finance Center. We also have my associate director, Sunita Maharaj. She's on the call. She is going to be answering some questions as I go through the updates, and then we'll open it up for a Q&A live for everyone. We also have Alan Montague on the call. He's our training director, helping us put all this together. So thanks for being here, Alan. So agenda. We'll go through a disclaimer. As always, we love disclaimers. We'll talk about the EIDL and the PPP parameters, kind of go over, there's still PPP lenders out there until August 8th. There's still money until August 8th for PPP. Talk about the state loan guarantee in the state of California, what we can do to help you get money, an SBA update, and then Q&A. So there's a disclaimer on the bottom. And that talks about who we are, Northern California SBDC. HSU is Humboldt State University. If you want to know more about that, we can talk about that one off, but this kind of tells you our internal disclaimer. But things are changing all the time. This information was correct when we put it together for the presentation, but things are changing all the time. The EIDL, Economic Injury Disaster Loan, has reopened for all types of businesses, including 501c3, for nonprofit charitable organizations. C4 is an educational nonprofit, and C6 is usually like a chamber or some sort of membership-based organization. There is no more EIDL advance available. So when you apply, you can't check a box to get an EIDL advance. They allotted $20 billion for that, and it is exhausted, so no more EIDL advance. If you are in the system to receive an EIDL advance, you should receive an email from SBA saying that the money is or is not available for you. If you're in the queue, it doesn't automatically guarantee you're going to get that money. You should receive some sort of update from SBA if you're going to receive an EIDL advance. But when you apply now, there is no more EIDL advance. PPP, Paycheck Protection Program, is supposedly supposed to, on the third, this is the third, not tranche, but third, I guess, calendar of PPP offerings. There's a first tranche, which they learned a bunch of stuff. They made some mistakes. The second tranche, they did better. They allowed more CDFIs and microlenders to offer the money instead of big banks. And then this third portion, which kind of opened up July 1st to August 8th, there's about 120 billion, somewhere around there, still available. So please don't hesitate to apply. Don't hesitate if you think you're going to get disqualified or not approved. Nobody really knows unless you apply. So so please apply. And if you have any questions about applying, you're not sure about it, and you're still getting some really weird comments from your CPA or bookkeeper or friends or family or partner, or possibly somebody from the SBDC or SBA, please just apply, but reach out if you have any questions. And then slowly there are some lenders coming available for this Main Street programs. They are for larger businesses that need 250,000 all the way up to 300 million. They're still trying to weed out that program. So just need to be patient. This is a side-by-side comparison for EIDL and PPP. We still get a lot of questions about what you can spend the money on. What are the parameters? You know, we did a lot of this at the beginning, probably our first 10 to 15 webinars that we put together on what the EIDL is, what the PPP is, all this great stuff. So a lot of this has not changed. The only thing that's really changed is like the covered period for PPP. The EIDL loan has stayed the same from the beginning. 2.75% for nonprofits, 3.75% for for-profits, 30 years for everyone. 11 months deferral. Interest does accrue during the 11 months. The only thing, this changed though. The collateral is required over 25,000 and a personal guarantee over 200,000. So if your loan is 50 to 100 or 50 to 199,000 for an EIDL, you don't need a personal guarantee, but they are going to ask for some sort of collateral on the business side. And none of it's forgivable. You can spend it on pretty much anything as far as operating expenses, COGS, interest, debt payments. You can't pay off full amounts of loans or debts. You can't use it for expansion or equipment or to pay off tax liens. PPP started off at, I don't know, I forget now, like the percentages has gone back and forth so many times, but it wasn't always 1%, but today it's 1% for everyone. After June 5th, it's 5 years for everyone. The term is 5 years for everyone after June 5th. 2 years for everyone before June 5th, but you can go back to your lender and negotiate a 5-year repay at 1%. If you need help with that, we can help you with that. The payment deferral for PPP used to be 6 months. Now it's 10 months after your covered period. So if you choose 8 weeks, it's 10 months after 8 weeks. If you choose 24 weeks, it's 10 months after 24 weeks. So crazy math. If you get the money today in July, 24 weeks from today is in January, and 10 months from January is not until November of next year. So the first tranche of the first people that had the 8 weeks of PPP don't have to make a payment until March of next year. And forgiveness for the application does not have to be turned in until March or later of next year. So there's no rush. We're not helping people with PPP forgiveness applications at this time. We're helping you kind of put your paperwork together because no banks are ready to collect that paperwork or collect your application for that matter. There's no personal guarantee or collateral for the Triple P, which is kind of cool. You have a possibility of getting up to 100% forgivable if you spend it appropriately. 60% or more can be on payroll costs, which includes state taxes, compensation, 401k benefits, all this great stuff, paid family leave. 40% or less can be spent on rent, utilities, mortgage, interest, monthly payments. And you can't use PPP for workman's comp, federal taxes, or anything that's not part of the four uses, which is rent, utilities, payroll, or interest mortgage payments. All right, just 1 second, sorry.
Nice. Someone just throwing their hand up.
All right, sorry, I had to turn the air on, my bad. All right, so local and national PPP lenders. So for, you can go to sba.gov/paycheck/paycheck protection/find, type in zip codes, and you can find local lenders to you. There's more lenders now than there were at the beginning that are local to you, that are easy to find based on your zip code. It's not just big banks. There's also smaller banks, community banks, CDFIs. It's really exciting. There's a lot more. A local lender that we work with is Banner Bank. They're in Northern California. I also just heard word that California Bank and Trust locally and in the Bay Area is also a heavy hitter for non-customers. California Bank and Trust is another one. Banner Bank is another one. If you want to connect with Banner Bank, we work with this guy named Brian Maida. He's one of two people at the bank that is actually processing these PPP loans. A national lender, Bluevine, BLUEVINE.com. Click apply now. They're super quick. They have access to thousands of lenders across the country. They can help place capital within a day. So there's still money out there. Still apply. So there's a state guarantee. So SBA is federal guarantee. That's what PPP is. Then there's state guarantee, which is run through iBank. That's just the state of California. SBA is federal. This is state of California. These loans are administered through financial development corporations. There's two in our region. There's one called California Capital in Sacramento. And Debbie Miramoto, the CEO, her team, they do an excellent job working with businesses like Sacramento North. NorCal FDC is actually in Oakland. We have access to them as well. One of our advisors, Chris Horton, works with them locally and does an excellent job kind of navigating requests all in the Bay Area. South is Santa Cruz. Yeah, it's those are great companies. So for a state guarantee loan, you'd have to come to us first or your local center. You can come to the finance center, you come to your local center. We have 18 in our region. If you know who those are, just go to them. If you don't, come to us. Doesn't matter. We're all on the same team. We can help you find lenders. It doesn't make sense for you to go directly to these FDCs, even if you were able to find them. That'd be like you going to SBA and saying, hey, I want to apply for a loan. So these FDCs, they are customer facing, but they need a lender to get involved before they can fund you, just like SBA needs a lender to get involved before they can guarantee you. So we'll help you find a lender. Right? Loans are between $5,000 and $1 million. Rates are between 4.25 and 5.25. That's prime. The U.S. prime rate is 3.25, so that's either 1 or 2 over prime. Depending on the lender, you'll get a 6 to 12 month deferral payment. There is a loan fee. Most of these FDCs in the state of California are nonprofits, or possibly all of them. So they do need, they collect fees to stay in business and pay their people. So there's a fee of 2 to 3% of the loan amount. So if it's $100,000, it's between $2,000 and $3,000. You can put that into the loan, so you don't have to pay it out of pocket. But these loans are as quickly as administered as quickly as PPP because they're local funds from banks. So it's just like a PPP loan. It's very quick. So that was state guarantee. We went over EIDL PPP. So what can we do for you? We can do everything that you don't want to do, or everything that your bank doesn't want to do, anything that your CPA or bookkeeper doesn't want to do as far as kind of putting all your financials together. We are going to need to collect them from you or your CPA or your bookkeeper. But we are experienced ex-lenders and underwriters and bankers and lenders and pretty much anything around finance for business finance. So we can do a quick fundability test, make sure that you can afford a loan, a business loan, or maybe through projections can show that you've done your homework and it all makes sense through the assumptions that you could pay back the loan. If you have not so great credit, anything under 740 is not so great. We can help you write a letter of explanation, kind of explaining what happened, whether you had a bankruptcy, short sale, foreclosure, tax lien, child support, alimony, whatever it was. We can help you write that letter to show why your credit's not so great. We can help collect and organize your financials. We have access to a personal financial statement. Your business and personal taxes would come from you. If you're a business, we only work with businesses, sorry. So if you're an existing business, then we would need your year-to-date income statement and balance sheet. And if you have a job like a W-2 and you're going to use that as a payment resource, a source of repayment for the loan, then we will collect your 30-day pay stub. And so it's really easy for people to collect and organize financials. There's brokers out there and loan agents and stuff like that. But what we do, we specialize in, is we can help you structure your loan. So if you give us your financials and you're trying to apply for a loan, we can help you and tell you like all the different options that are available for you. It may not just be one, it may be three, and you may not be aware of that. And if you structure it in the right way, you can better present it to a lender and have better odds and chances of getting approved and funded. That's what we can do for you at no cost. If you're a startup, we can help you with a business plan or expansion plan with some projections. We can essentially help you pre-qualify for a business loan, which is something that you can't do as a business, as your own. You can't just go to a bank and try to pre-qualify for a business loan, but we can help you with that. And then help you, introduce you to lenders that can help you fund your need. All right, so short presentation today. Jeez, we're on the SBA part now. So we do have Carrie Ellenwood on the phone. She's the interim deputy director for the Sacramento District Office in Citrus Heights. She and her team, they have support for small businesses, and they're always readily available to help. If you have any existing 7A or 504 loan, that is an SBA loan, or you're going to get a new one from now until September 27th, SBA will pay the payment and interest, more principal and interest for the first 6 months, which is phenomenal. It's a great offer from SBA. And then they have their disaster contact information here. So I'll hand it over to Carrie Ellenwood and see what updates SBA has. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning, Scott. Thank you. I want to share with everyone the updated numbers for the Paycheck Protection Program. As Scott mentioned, that does go through August 8th. As of last Friday, there's 4,950,923 loans that have been made for $518,273,807,000. And the average loan size is now $104,682. In addition to that, the EIDL loans, as Scott mentioned, the EIDL advances have been stopped. They reached their funding allocation of $20 billion. There were 5,781,390 of those advances that were made. You still can apply for the regular EIDL loan, which is the direct SBA loan at 3.75% interest for a for-profit business over 30 years, and 2.75% interest for a not-for-profit over 30 years. All of the not-for-profit categories are eligible for this loan. It's the Paycheck Protection Program loan that only the 501c3s are eligible for. In the EIDL loan program so far, there have been 2,622,203 loans made for $150,177,958,000 and change. Of that, California received 422,000 loans.
Carrie, we've just lost sound from you. Okay, I think we've lost sound from Carrie.
All right, well,
by those difficult times. So scams are coming into play now in both the EIDL arena and the paycheck protection arena. I would encourage you as a small business owner to be looking at your credit, checking on it, making sure everything looks the way it should be. And if you do need to notify of fraud, there is right on the treasury.gov web page, right front and center, there's a link and a button there that you can do that with. That's all I have for today, Scott. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much, Carrie. Very much appreciated. And all right, so we'll move on. And look at this. This is awesome. Thank you for updating this, Sunita. So we,
my friend Alan.
Oh, your friend Alan did it. Okay, yeah.
Team effort.
Would you like me to talk to this briefly, Scott?
Yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you.
So tomorrow starting you want to keep the screen open. Tomorrow is one of our Spanish webinars. So it's about recovery strategies for small business in Spanish. And then on Thursday, Bobby Chang is going to be talking about social media platforms. So understanding which platform you could do your social media selling on. Next Tuesday, we've got Chana Anderson, is our HR specialist, is doing some work on diversity and inclusion and talking about how an inclusive culture is going to help you perform better than those companies that don't. Again, on Tuesday in the evening, our colleagues at the CHCC, the California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, are doing one on creating a value proposition for your business in Spanish. And then I don't know how many of you got to the Are You Ready for Amazon Part 1 last week, but Part 2 of that is having worked out that you're ready for it. This second webinar is going to how to get you ready to be launched. And then into August, we're now confirming we've got a session on the legal essentials for doing business online. So if as part of your recovery strategy is adding an online channel to your business, how you can protect yourself in terms of copyright and social media laws and a whole bunch of other stuff like that. And then our restaurant program, we've got a couple of webinars at the beginning of August on launching an artisan food business. We ran that early in 2019 to great success. So we're going to be relaunching that, rerunning that series, a series of 2 webinars. And there'll be more coming, which we'll keep you informed about as we go along.
Great job, Alan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alan. And we do also want to let everybody know that if they're looking for the Amazon, sorry, my internet is unstable right now. If they're looking for the Amazon Part 1, I know we've had some calls, people looking for that. Where can they find the previous Amazon Part 1?
Yeah, that can be found on a video. So if you go to Zoom, ASKSBDC.com/video ready for Amazon, it's there, and I'll put that in the link now. If you want to register for the second one, actually, I put the link to the first one in the registration page for the second one. So if you did miss the first part and you register for the second part, you'll get information on how to make sure you watch the video. But let me put that in the chat right now.
All right, awesome. Good stuff. All right, cool. So thank you very much for joining today. We have about 160 people on the call, so thanks. Best way to get a hold of us is to call us at 833-ASK-SBDC. You can call us. It's the best way to get a hold of us. We have a call center team that is monitoring the calls. Last week was a little bit light. We're receiving about 40 to 60 calls a day. But yeah, so we are here for you. We have plenty of people to help you. Please give us a call. You can go to AskSBDC.com and find this webinar. Also previous webinars, upcoming webinars, and some other great things that we're doing in our region in Northern California. If you want to email us, you prefer to email over calls. We also answer emails at loans@asksbdc.com. It can be an email about anything. It could be about loans, about whatever you need, HR, marketing, anything that you're not getting currently that you need help with, we can help you. If you need help getting to your local center, we can help you there. You can call us and email us about that. We're here for you. If you speak Spanish, or you prefer to do business in Spanish instead of English, you can email us at espanol@asksbdc.com. Oscar Garcia and his team in Sacramento does an excellent job at the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce's. In Sacramento, they have a team of lending experts and advisors outside of lending that can help you with anything that you need in Spanish, whether you want to start a business, grow a business, buy a business, sell a business, buy a building, anything you need, help with EIDL PPP. Everything that we're doing in English, they do in Spanish every Thursday. That's outward facing. So we are going ahead and jump into Q&A. And it looks like Sunita's already answered 31. So thank you very much. Good job, Sunita. And these other ones we'll just read out loud until we run out of questions. I'll probably jump off in about 15 minutes. And we'll go from here. So as part of our health insurance that we pay for our employees, we pay Medicare Part B for a few employees that are over 65 years old. Can we charge that to PPP loan just as we are changing the private health insurance of other employees? Or we are charging the private health insurance of other employees? I think Medicare is okay, right? No? I'm assuming it is. It's part of your health care, so I think or part of your health insurance. I think Medicare is fine. They didn't really discriminate on what type of health insurance you're paying. So I think it's okay, Norma. If you have more questions about that, please email us or call us and we can help you. Somebody's asking, will companies have to pay tax on any amounts of the loans that are forgiven? I don't think so, Eva. I think the answer is no to that. I haven't heard anything about them having to pay tax and stuff. That doesn't really make any sense.
You can't double dip, meaning that you can't use the forgivable loan and then also use those expenses at the end of the year. So the businesses are definitely not allowed to do that. The taxable amount, we have heard no as of right now, is all we can say.
Yeah, I agree. I was offered about half of what I expected. I'm getting ready to accept this, but I was told when it was first offered that I could ask for more. My question, does the initial offer get withdrawn while the request for additional funds gets evaluated, or will I get the initial funds offered while my request for more funds? Okay. So it's a great question, Sherry. So you have 60 days from the time that the EIDL money is offered for you to accept it. If you don't accept it, it could expire. You could ask for more money in the interim that you're waiting for the 60 days to lapse. It's not guaranteed that you'll get the money before the 60 days or an increase before the 60 days. So if you want your money, I would take it. And then, yeah, you can continue to ask for more. But what we found is that if you spend your money, then it may be better for you to ask for more rather than just trying to ask for more up front. But yeah, just be very careful with waiting too long because they could take it away from you. I read that PPP loan forgiveness, we are supposed to calculate the monthly average amount of employees for the period. Is that for the time that we use the PPP funds? The answer is yes. I can use funds for longer than 8 weeks, but I will not have enough money to pay people for 24. How do I calculate this? So you can spend your money anytime between 8 and 24 weeks. So if you have money for 10 weeks or 15.5 or 17.2, it doesn't matter. Just spend it, anytime between 8 and 24 weeks. You don't have to extend it to the full 24 weeks. It just gives you, for some weird reason, it just gives you an opportunity between 8 and 24 weeks. So if you don't have enough money for the full 24 weeks, that's fine. Just spend as much as you have for the time period that you have it. And then after that, you either have to let them go back on unemployment or continue to pay them if you can, but it's up to you and your business. is someone who declared bankruptcy 5 years ago an automatic decline for SBA loans specifically? So the answer, Chloe, is no. It really just depends on the lender. Client got declined by 2 lenders for PPP. What are alternatives? I would recommend to go to bluevine.com, Chloe. It's bluevine.com and press apply now. It's hard for these business owners if they apply at one lender, specifically just one lender, and then another one lender. It's hard to just say, well, is it that lender or is it the client? We don't really know. So if you go to Bluevine, they can just shop the market for you nationally amongst like thousands of lenders. So I recommend you to do that. Just go to Bluevine, tell them to stop applying at individual lenders. It's real hard to tell if the answer would be yes or no.
And Scott, sorry, there's a couple people stating that Bluevine, when they do apply, some of them just get declined and they don't know why. So try another one. Funding Circle, as of today, is still accepting applications as well. So ppp.fundingcircle, or just look up fundingcircle.com and go to the PPP. I'm on the website right now and it says, please, you can apply. So until August 8th. So there's another one that has been vetted by another one of our partners, and they have signed the Bill of Rights for online lending, Small Business Bill of Rights.
All right, thanks. So Diane Schooler, you asked the same question over and over again. Yeah, the percentage has changed. It is 60-40 now, not 75-25. It's 60-40. 60% or more on payroll costs, 40% or less on rent, utilities, or interest debt, or interest mortgage payment. Not debt, sorry, mortgage. My EIDL loan was approved. I signed, and current status online shows only that it is still in funding stage. How long after one signs does it take for the funds to be released? So Julie, that's there's no set time frame on how long it takes. Just it's just per application and stuff like that. So there's no like set time frame. If it's in funding status, it's coming your way. Usually about a week or so will you get funded. But just be patient. Somebody received their EIDL 129,000, EIDL grant 10,000, and PPP loan 73.5. Congratulations, you got a bunch of money there. My business hasn't been able to reopen yet, and expect to operate at much lower capacity when we do reopen. What will happen to payment liability if my business closes permanently and the company is dissolved in the next 6 to 9 months? Well, Jesse, there's a lot of variables within that. I don't know if you've spent any of your money yet that you got approved. I recommend that you call us or email us, and we can talk about this one off. It's really tricky. The payment liability, I mean, if you spent all the money, then you're liable. PPP, if it's 100% forgivable and you did everything right, then you're not liable to pay that back because it's going to be forgivable. The EIDL, you are liable, regardless if your business goes under or not. You are liable. So if you don't use it all, just pay that portion back or pay it all back. The EIDL grant is called an advance. That is 100% forgivable. You don't have to necessarily, you don't have to pay that back. But you might want to email or call us. It's a little tricky, your question. How can I get the information regarding the Main Street lenders that are participating in the program? I have a developer where a lender that was going to fund the entire development project through a construction loan was reduced the amount of funds they're willing to lend, leaving a $3 to $5 million lending gap. All right, Bill. That's a great question, Bill. Here, just put my number in here, Bill, and you could just give me a text. It's hard to answer the question as of right now. I don't think that the Main Street programs are used for what you're talking about, but I mean, you can get a regular 7(a) construction loan for that. You don't need a Main Street program, but I mean, who knows? What is the general time frame to get FDC state guarantee disaster loans? Well, it's about a month. Sometimes you can hear on the street you can get it faster, but it's about a month. But 3 to 4 weeks would be the fastest probably, but about a month.
That depends on if you have your full package together. If you had everything that the lender needed, any lender pretty much, today you had a complete package, they'd be able to review your deal within a week or two and let you know if you are fundable or not. That's why we help you package your deal up. It's going to take you a couple of weeks to get everything together, unless you're really on it and you already have everything. Then you could submit pretty much right away.
Okay. Yep, that's true. That is 100% true. If you have all your paperwork, I mean, if you had all your paperwork ready to go and you applied today and the lender just was super excited to fund you, you could probably get money in a week. You'd have to have all your paperwork in, like everything. You'd have to anticipate everything that they need, which we can help you anticipate that. But yeah, it's better if you have everything together. So we actually have
more. It looks like we might be, yeah, it looks like we might be getting off earlier than usual because we don't have that many more questions. I know Scott has to jump off, so if anybody has additional questions, please put it in the Q&A. Also, Alan is putting in the chat information regarding additional webinars, this webinar. And Alex, what do PPP lenders get out of funding customers for PPP loans? They receive a
kickback.
They receive money. Yeah, they receive money from SBA for doing the loans, and it's also their money that they're lending out. So if it's forgivable, then SBA will give them that money back. If it's not, then you, the client, will pay them back that money. There is no website to check your status. Evan, please give us an email. Please email us and we can try and assist you with that. If you're not already a client, we'll sign you up to be a client and we can help you with that. So ASKSBDC.com or 833-ASK-SBDC. Give us a call right now and we can help you with that. My loan funds just show up in business checking this morning. Great, good to hear, Julie. Glad to hear that. So is that your EIDL or PPP?
Looks like it was the EIDL because she threw a comment in the chat to me about the EIDL.
Okay, perfect. Great to hear that. So that's the other thing too. People are waiting for their money and it could just be in your account. So if you check on a daily basis, if you've already signed documents, I'd wait a week or two or just after a week and see if it's in your business account or the account that you provided to SBA Disaster.
It's pretty impressive. We had more people on the call today than we did last week, and we have less questions. It's kind of interesting.
We're getting good at answering them.
Huh?
We're getting good at answering them.
Yeah. Last week we talked about buying a property for your business. Who could I talk to regarding this? Sounds like a great opportunity. So yeah, Dennis, just give us a call, man. Just give us a call at 833-ASK-SBDC, and we can help you buy a building. Actually, everybody should be buying a building right now.
Yeah.
SBDC should buy a building.
Would we qualify for an SBA loan? You get us qualified for it, I'm sure, Scott.
Yeah, I'm ready to submit the application right now. Yeah. Looking at the EIDL select amount page I just received, we are a nonprofit, would like to pick the amount offered at 150. What business assets are required for loans at 150? It also says not personal guarantees are required for nonprofit entities. Also it says not personal guarantees are required. Or it says personal guarantees are required for nonprofits. So yeah, I think there is a personal guarantee offered or required for a nonprofit. I think one person's, but they've carried an answer. I think that's true. Just one person on the board has to personal guarantee it. The business asset.
That's correct, Scott.
Yeah. Okay.
They do need one for that. Even for not for profit.
Okay, and then Let's see here. So the business assets required, Catherine, they're just gonna anything over $25,000. They're just gonna kind of put a blanket lien. It's called a UCC, Uniform Commercial Code. It's like a blanket lien on all the business assets. Yeah, that's just what they do.
And then you're going to get offered amount for the EIDL loan. You aren't selecting an amount, so they're going to look at what you put in for your income and expenses, and they will come back to you with a loan amount. I'm just looking at that question, want to make sure that's clear.
All right, well, I'm going to jump off, but Sunita and Alan will figure out how long to keep everyone on. So everyone have a great Monday. Thank you very much. Thanks, Carrie. Thanks, Sunita. Thanks, Alan. So I'll see you guys.
See you soon, Scott.
All right.
Thanks, Scott.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Are they still offering EIDL advance, which this person called emergency grants, and that advance is now gone? So no, they are no longer offering that. If you have not already received it, those funds have dried up and the EIDL advance is no longer there at this point in time. I say at this point in time because you never know what's going to happen in the next few weeks or once Congress comes back. The business, okay, I'm not sure, brought in the end of February 2020, we applied the EIDL advance grant at end of March. We received the decline letter from SBA on July 13th, stated that our application was unverifiable information. Is it possible, and since the fund ran out, we still ask for request consideration? You can ask for the EIDL loan reconsideration, but you will not be able to get the advance. So if you need help with the reconsideration, please give us a call so that we can match you up with an advisor for no cost assistance to help you through this. It'll be much easier if you contact us than you having to do it yourself. Dennis, you're welcome. Evan, minimum of 60% of PPP can be used towards payroll. What other business expenses can be covered for the 40%? Just rent, utilities? Correct, just rent, utilities. How about other expenses, car insurance and that kind of stuff, insurance and car payments? No, but I know that there is a transportation caveat there, but you would have to go on the IRS website and look under what is considered transportation for the IRS. They've left that broad because I'm sure they want you to be able to use it for certain things. But if you're not absolutely sure, then I would use it towards what you know is forgivable: payroll, rent, and utilities. Transportation is there, but I don't know if Carrie has more information on that or not. I know that that's always a question. What is considered transportation?
Anita, I don't have a specific answer for that question, but I would say that if your business requires, for example, requires delivery as part of your business model, then it seems to me that that would then be an eligible expense. But I do agree, Sunita, if they would go to the IRS.gov website or treasury.gov, they might get some more clarification at those places.
Thank you. We're going to go into 11:20 since the questions aren't coming. We just have another 2 minutes. So if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A, or if you need anything else, you can put it in the chat if you're looking for today's webinar or anything else. I know microloans are coming up a lot, and Margaret from one of our district offices. Micro businesses that may have a low credit score, would you review their credit report and provide guidance on questionable items on that may need to be fixed, as information can be wrong on credit reports? Yes, we do have some advisors on our finance team that are specialize in credit report guidance. So you can just reach out to us, Margaret. Are there sample forms and documents for EIDL loans loans one can read online?
I think what they can do, Sunita, is if they go through the EIDL loan application but don't click submit, they're going to see all the different pages and requirements. I'm not aware of any training or sample documents that are online.
Okay. Some of our advisors do have them, so if you want to get a copy of them, then reach out to us and they can walk you through it. I know I've had some in the past, but the application did change a few months ago. But reach out to us and we can help walk you through that. There is no question about expenses on the EIDL application. There are only lines for cost of goods and expenses for REI, nonprofits and faith-based organizations. So Chloe, if your clients do not have any cost of goods, then they put a 0 there. SBA Disaster is not asking for expenses in that application. So they're asking for their gross, and then they're asking for cost of goods. If they don't have cost of goods, then just put a 0. I think that's a mistake that a lot of businesses are making, is they're putting expenses in the cost of goods, and that's not correct. If you need more guidance, you can reach out, but I think that's where the confusion lies, is people are thinking, oh, since I don't have cost of goods, then I put my expenses there, and that's not true. Will the EIDL advance be audited by SBA? Margaret, as we know now, no, but I think anytime you do get money from a government entity, it could be a possibility, so I'd spend it on business expenses. Evan, I made this mistake and it has really delayed my app. Oh, okay, the cost of goods. Thanks, Evan. Yes, it has for other people too, and we apologize. I think in the beginning, we were just trying to figure it out, and I think a lot of people, including their CPAs, were telling them to put everything in their expenses and cost of goods. Doreen, we have already received and spent the PPP loan. Now we want to apply for the EIDL loan. How long does the application window stay open? And would you recommend waiting to see if they offer another PPP loan? I know what I'd have to say about this. I don't know if you have anything to say about this one, Carrie.
Thank you, Sunita. I would encourage you to apply for the EIDL loan right away. Those funds will be exhausted, and when they're exhausted, unless Congress adds more funding, it would not be eligible. So I would encourage you to do that. As of today, there's no second Paycheck Protection Program loans. As of today, Congress is getting back together, so you at this point cannot apply for another Paycheck Protection Program loan if you have one already.
And you can apply for EIDL, and if there is a second round PPP and you decide not to take the EIDL loan, you don't have to. You can decline it and you can take the PPP, but you should get all your documents in. You should apply just so you're in line and not miss out. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. We will see you on Wednesday at 10:30, and we will go over all of these again and answer any questions that you have to the best of our ability with the information we have at that time. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful Monday.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Bye-bye.